And so we utilize the SDI, and it's called the Strength Deployment Inventory. This is an assessment of human motives and strengths, and it stands on the foundation of practical application, scholarship, and research. So this is basically an assessment that deals with relationship theory. And instead of focusing on what we do, the SDI 2.0 helps us understand why we behave and how we relate to one another. Using this relationship intelligence, the assessment results from the SDI provides a common language for understanding what's important across the board, from employees to employers to stakeholders to the customer. Okay, today the SDI provides 4 views for a person. So when a client comes to us, they take the SDI, which is a self-deployed survey. So I believe that the best person to talk about you is you. Okay, so these clients answer the assessment on their own, and we are given the results. We are given a motivational value system. You heard Tim earlier say MVS, and this is what he's referring to. We have a conflict sequence, a strengths portrait, and an overdone strengths portrait. Okay, so with a focus on our motives, the SDI provides a critical connection to a key leadership skill that we are trying to instill in all of our clients. We want our clients to go into an interview leading with confidence, being able to communicate with and influence the people that are in the interview room with what's important, and have that being understood across the board. Okay, I like the SDI because this insight helps us and the client choose the best approach for engaging with people and picking an industry that they are most likely going to stay in, be dedicated to, and that it provides them motivation and value. It fits their motives, it fits their lifestyle, and they're able to engage with people whose thinking and behavior might be different from their own. And this is an exceptional skill to have, especially if one has been out of the workplace for a while. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an SDI breakdown. And the young lady on the screen is not my twin, it is actually me. Okay, so my MVS, or my motivational value system, is blue-green. Okay, and my SDI profile breakdown can help crack the code of my communication style. It helps my team see more clearly my intent as positive behind my actions when they understand what my motivations are. So let's dive into that. My motivations are developing self-sufficiency in myself and others. I have a strong desire to analyze the needs of others and to help others help themselves. And so some industries that would be blue-green are management, are training facilitators, counselors, school teachers, and other industries that focus on nurturing people by fostering independence. It also gives you a breakdown of my conflict sequence and shows you how I handle conflict. When I'm in conflict, I want to maintain order and principles. If that doesn't work, I am going to feel motivated to make a choice. I'm going to decide what's more reasonable in the situation. Do I need to just humbly keep harmony and to give in with some conditions? Or am I going to forcefully engage? Okay. My SDI breakdown also provides how to communicate with me when I'm in my motivational value system, when I'm happy and wholly blue-green. There's a breakdown on how to communicate with me. Also, when I'm in conflict, there's also another way how to communicate with me. When you're communicating with me in conflict, respect my need to think things through. When you're talking to me and I'm in conflict, keep calm, be unemotional, and state your ideas in a logical order. And I also would like for people to focus on getting things right. However, in my own words, I want to focus on how we move forward. How do we recover from this incident so it doesn't happen again? And this helps me and Tim work together seamlessly, because when I can go to him and say, hey, Tim, I want to do this, and I think this would be a great process for the team. I think this would help everyone. He understands that I am talking to him from a place of value and a place that motivates me, because I've analyzed it and I see that we can solve a problem here. And as a employer, when you're getting an employee from ABC Solutions, they understand how to communicate. They understand what their motivations are. They understand what triggers them to go into conflict. They come into work understanding and knowing what they're supposed to be doing. And they're going to choose work. They're going to choose an organization. They're going to choose a boss that matches their motivational value system, whether that is blue, green, red, or a combination of all three, or a combination of two of them. Okay, this also helps us as a team. I used to work in a hospital, and in a hospital setting, it is very chaotic. It is very fast paced, and there are codes and certain languages that are spoken to across coworkers. And it's also a high place for conflict, because you can burn out quickly. When I was going through onboarding, and I saw that they used this triangle, I was like, this is awesome. This is great, because that means each coworker understands how the other coworker talks, why they are motivated, to do what they're doing, why they chose this job. Okay. And it also helps reduce conflict, because if I can say, hey, Tim, I'm in stage 2, he immediately understands that I'm either getting ready to forcefully engage or be assertive in a situation, or I'm going to be accommodating and think of a choice. Okay. Here's some more of my results. This is more of a bigger scope of what I'm going through. Here's a breakdown of my motivation and values. And as a blue-green person, I achieve feelings of self-worth by being genuinely helpful to others while developing self-sufficiency for myself. So I'm in the field of counseling, and I enjoy genuinely helping people develop self-sufficiency in themselves. Especially, you guys listen to our mission statement, and to be the most innovative employment agency, to be the most innovative employment placement agency. But also, we want to help develop self-sufficiency and independence in others. And that, by helping them get a job, we are helping them check off the biggest box towards independence, which is making your own money and paying your own bills and living the lifestyle that you want to live. So there's 3 motives. There's 3 core motives behind our approach to people, performance, and process. And this blend is expressed as a motivational value system. Okay. The client is also given strengths and overdone strengths. Okay. And sometimes I don't believe that clients have weaknesses. We have strengths, and we also have strengths that we overdo. And helping a client understand where to place those strengths is a skill that not many people have. And it's going to show a lot of insight to whoever they're interviewing with, or their future employer and their future coworkers, like, hey, this person knows a lot about themselves. And so each client that comes through our doors gets a SDI profile. Our team at ABC runs off of an SDI profile, and this helps us to reduce conflict. This helps us to have open and honest communication, and it also helps us to get an understanding of where the other party is coming from. So the SDI helps us to empower clients by helping them understand what their values are, highlighting those values so they can choose a job that fits their needs. Okay. The next thing is that we use the SDI to help ourselves and others understand who we are. Okay. So the best way of how we create friends, we find a commonality. We find something that we're both engaged in, something that interests both of us. And this helps us to build trust. And once trust is established, we can have a cohesive team that helps the clients and reduces more conflict. It helps the company save and make money. Okay. And finally, it helps us to identify conflict. Okay. Clients are more aware of conflict triggers and they're easily ready and eager to solve them. Okay. So again, insight is not enough. Insight is definitely not enough. We drill the SDI into our clients to the point where they start seeing it in their family and their friends, and they're coming and to us in session and saying, oh, my sister has a lot of blue-green tendencies, or my husband, he's read a lot. This helps them understand themselves and the world around them. So why do we choose the SDI? One, it's a relationship building tool, but it also helps to improve team productivity. Okay, so when we get the SDI results, they're connected to members of our teams. We all are able to see insight from each other's results. Well, even before we meet even before we get the results, we can have a conversation, and we'll have a conversation. It's like, oh, that person was really assertive. That person, oh, they were really straightforward. And then when we get the results and we see that they're high in red in performance, we're like, that makes sense. So now I know how to communicate with this person because this is what they presented to me. Okay. It helps us to build a team. Once you have camaraderie, once you have an understanding of one another, you are able to build a cohesive team that trusts one another. It helps with conflict management. It helps us to be mindful of what our conflict triggers are and what stage of conflict that we're in, so we can take ourselves out of it and be able to communicate with the other party so we can take them out of conflict. This helps with leadership development. It's for change management. A lot of our clients have been out of work for years, and the world has changed so much. How we talk to one another has changed. How we interact with one another has changed. How we apply for jobs and interview has all changed. And by understanding who you are and what your motivations are and what your values are, you will have a better outcome when you go shake hands at a networking event, step forward at a interview, or just have an elevator speech in your office or just on the fly, because you're confident in who you are and you know who you are. It helps with organizational development. We can put all the greens in one place, or we can put all the reds in one place, or we can put all the blues in one place, and they'll be able to interact and communicate and work diligently with each other, or even mix and match them up, because we have taught them the skill of being able to recognize motivations and how to respond in a manner that the opposite party or their coworker is going to be able to understand. It helps with communication enhancement. By understanding what motivates other people, I am better able to talk to them, to speak to them, okay? And why the SDI? Because everyone has strengths that are valuable. It's not just those hard skills. It's those soft skills that are going to get you in the door and keep you in the door. So without further ado, that is my spiel on the SDI. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to turn it back over to our facilitator and host.